Jello Beats, holla at me.
Woke up and just felt right. Phone blown like a tailpipe. Today's schedule.
Hey, what's up guys? Nazeeh Mohammad here, and this video is about nutrition. See, I often have a lot of people come up to me and ask me, yo bro, what do you eat? What do you eat to get shredded? What are you eating right now to get ripped? How are you doing it? So we're gonna actually go over all the nutrition that you actually need to be successful in this summer shred. Basically guys, first before I go into any of the food that I eat, we got to get a basic understanding of what our macromolecules are. People often ask me, yo, what do you mean by counting macros? What are macros? What does that mean? It's basically just going back to basic biology class, where you learn about your macromolecules, your proteins, your carbohydrates, and your fats. Those are the big three. Nucleic acids, like DNA and RNA, those are also considered macromolecules, but we don't really use them. Here we just concentrate on the macronutrients. Okay, so macronutrients, proteins, carbs, and fats. Well, first, let's talk about your proteins. Your proteins are basically your muscle builders, okay? They're like these long chains of amino acids that are linked together by peptide bonds, and they have a nitrogen base connected to them. So they're different from carbs and from fats. Basically, proteins, they're made up of amino acids, all right? That's what we call the building blocks of protein, amino acids, all right? They're like these little tiny blocks, maybe. You could put it, analyze it however you want. Amino acids are like tiny blocks that you put together and it makes up a strand of protein, all right? That's pretty much what that is. You got your essential amino acids and your non-essential amino acids. Your essential amino acids are basically the amino acids that can't really be produced by your body, so you have to acquire them from food. And a lot of these amino acids, these essential amino acids, there are 8 of them. They're found in chicken, fish, any type of meat, and eggs. Those are what we call complete protein products, where all 8 of the amino acids are found. So those are your essential amino acids that your body really needs because your body's not making them. So you have to acquire them from other sources. The thing is, we don't get enough of those essential amino acids from the foods that we consume. Would have to eat so much chicken, so much eggs, so much of everything, and it's just not enough, which is why we have supplements, whey protein supplements or whatnot. But I mean, if you're really serious about bodybuilding or whatever, that's when you'll go and get those supplements. But to meet daily protein needs, all you really need is to eat from these sources of food like chicken and beans and eggs, and because they have the essential amino acids that your body needs. That's that. You don't need to rely on those supplements. That is, if you're not too serious about bodybuilding. So, but bodybuilders and endurance athletes too usually need more of a protein intake, so they rely on those supplements, me included. Non-essential amino acids are pretty much the amino acids that our body can produce, so we don't really need to get them from food. Got your conditionally essential amino acids, the amino acids that can be essential at times, but they won't be, maybe because your body has a disease or something and it can't be produced for some reason, so they become essential. They start off as non-essential, and then they become essential when your body just can't produce it for some reason. Arginine is like a very, very popular conditionally essential amino acid. That's why they've got an arginine supplement out there for you. And arginine is really good because it helps with breakdown, with the prevention of muscle breakdown, prevention of catabolism. It helps with anabolism. It increases muscle growth. So that's why that's an important amino acid. And then we have the BCAAs, the branched chain amino acids that contain leucine, isoleucine, and valine. Those are 3 essential amino acids, and they're usually branched together, and they prevent muscle breakdown as well. And delay fatigue or whatnot. That's why I highly recommend taking BCAAs while you work out. But if not, you can get them through your food. It's no problem. Is protein important for muscle growth and repair? But it also aids in blood clotting and fluid balance and enzyme production. Pretty much an acid-base balance in your body. Regulates hormones, the carrier for several nutrients. It's really, really important, and it supplies your body with about 4 calories per gram. So that's why it's pretty important. It's pretty important to have protein. That's why I suggest taking it right after your workout, so it can go in and it could start working on your muscles, because you need protein for muscle recovery and growth. So as I said, the protein sources that I eat on a daily, chicken, fish, beef, lamb. Those are good meats to have. Lamb has a lot of saturated fat though, so I would try not to eat a lot of it. Beef as well. I would stick to chicken breast. That's like the best source of protein right there. Chicken breast. And fish. Fish is very lean. It's also got a lot of mono and polyunsaturated fats that your body needs, so I would highly recommend fish. And then then you have your beans, your legumes, a lot of different fruits and veggies also have like important vitamins and minerals. But just make sure you don't consume too much protein within a day, because if your protein intake is very high, then you're gonna end up being very thirsty, or you can even get dehydrated, which is why if your protein intake is high, make sure you're drinking a lot of water, like lots and lots of water. Me, I usually drink about 2 gallons a day. You guys got to make sure you drink about 2 gallons or more a day, especially if you're eating a lot of protein. Your carbohydrates, that's basically your body's energy source, okay? Your carbohydrates basically supply your body with 4 calories of energy, just like protein. Pretty much these calories, or these carbohydrates, they spare protein, meaning that you don't have to consume a lot of protein if you're eating the carbs, because the carbs actually make you feel full longer, and they help with muscle recovery as well and muscle repair. They help with maintaining blood sugar. They have a lot of important functions, especially giving your body energy. That's the most important function that these carbohydrates do. Your complex carbohydrates and your simple carbohydrates. Your complex carbohydrates are your starches and your fibers. Your simple carbohydrates, those are your carbohydrates like table sugar, glucose, fructose, galactose, that type of stuff. Your monosaccharides and your disaccharides. Sources that I recommend you guys take, would be like oatmeal, brown rice, whole grains, whole wheat type of food, anything brown. Stay away from the white starchy food. The foods that are high in starch, especially when you're cutting right now, can be very, very bad for you. Not only is that extra starch going to cause a fat buildup, but it's going to prevent you from getting that cut, from getting that lean physique that you want. I would suggest, honestly, to get the brown rice or the whole wheat, whole grain tortillas like this right here. Whole wheat tortilla. Because those foods that are high in whole grains and whole wheat, well, they contain a lot of fiber, and that's what you need for to boost your metabolism and to have proper blood function, proper blood glucose levels, and as well as muscle recovery. So fiber is very important. So all those foods that are high in fiber, the whole grains, whole wheat, brown rice, all these brown stuff, oatmeal too. Oatmeal is very, very good source of fiber, and that's why I eat that a lot. Quaker oats, that's like my favorite thing to stick to. Don't get any of the flavored oats though, because they're processed with a bunch of refined sugar. That's not what you want. You want to have the ones that are low in sugar, or the ones that have no sugar at all, the original Quaker oats, or any other brand of oatmeal. But make sure oatmeal is like your best friend during breakfast, because that's what I have. I have breakfast with oatmeal, and then I have egg whites as well, because egg whites are a lot healthier than eggs, because eggs contain cholesterol. Egg whites are a really good source of protein. They have no cholesterol, no fat. So when you're cutting, I would recommend having egg whites with oatmeal for breakfast. You know, good source of protein, good source of carbs, so, you know, you're good. Another good meal would be like brown rice and chicken breast. You know, have a little bit of veggies on the side. Those vegetables are very, very important, you know, because they're also complex carbohydrates. You also want to make sure you're staying on your fruits, your oranges, your apples, you know, kiwi, strawberries, berries, blueberries, raspberries, you know. That's very, very important. You can even put them in your oatmeal if you'd like, but you got to make sure you have your fruits, your veggies. Those are very good complex carbohydrates for you to have. They're full of vitamins and minerals that your body needs. And try to avoid a lot of those cereals, guys. You know, those cereals are like full of sugar as well, so try to avoid those. Get the healthier cereals, a lot of, you know, the whole grain or granola type of cereals, you know, they have out there. And the fats, your fats also provide energy to the body. In fact, your fats provide 9 calories per gram of energy, so they're very, very vital. Well, fatty acids make up your fat, your lipids, you know, your triglycerides. They have a lot of important functions in your body. They make up your cellular structures, you know, the cell membrane. Very important. You've got several different types of fats. Your saturated fats, your unsaturated fats, and your trans fats. Okay, saturated fats are basically where like all the parts of the chain in the fat are saturated with hydrogen. Okay, so they're full of hydrogen. The unsaturated fats, well, that just means that they're not fully filled up with hydrogen. They're chains, so they have empty spaces, and in those empty spaces they form double bonds. But the saturated fats are what you want to have less of. The unsaturated fats are what you want to have more of. You know, and then of course you've got your trans fats. Your trans fats are basically they start off as unsaturated fats, but then hydrogen is added to those trans fats through the process of hydrogenation, and they cause them to become like saturated fats, but much worse because of that added hydrogen. They're very, very unhealthy for your body. Saturated fat itself already contributes to LDL cholesterol. Okay, LDL is basically the molecule that carries cholesterol, stores it where it's not supposed to be stored. Okay, that includes like in the arteries of your heart, so it can contribute to heart disease or whatnot. So you want to avoid the foods with saturated fat. And I know a lot of meat has saturated fat, so that's why you want to eat less of the meat, you know. Not too much. That's why chicken breast, as I said, is like the best option, because it's the leanest meat, you know. And then fish is also really good, because fish also has unsaturated fats. There are 2 types of unsaturated fats actually: monounsaturated and polyunsaturated. And those type of fats, those are the ones that you want to have, because they help with blood clotting. They help with, you know, they decrease blood clotting. They increase, you know, so many, you know, vital functions in your body they participate in. So that's what you want to have. Fried foods, fried chicken, you know, donuts, you know, many of those, you know, pastries, that's what you want to avoid because they're full of trans fats. So avoid those, especially when you're cutting. Avoid eating anything fried, and any of those, you know, donuts and stuff. Anything with like frosting or icing on it, avoid that. You know, it's not good for you. Not good for you. The cheese, try not to have too much, because cheese is actually really fatty. But you know, every now and then it's not too bad, and if you control your portions, it'll be good. A lot of sardines, flax seeds, mackerel, you know, and as I said, peanut butter. Those are very, very good sources of fats right there. Very good sources of fats that you would want. Even olive oil, canola oil, vegetable oil. Those are the type of oils you want. You want to avoid the tropical oils like coconut oil. They say they're healthy, but in reality they're not. Yeah, guys, that's pretty much it. So I hope you guys learned something. Remember to subscribe and just stay tuned, because there are more videos coming. So thanks, guys.